your boy AG, Cornerman Boxing. I'm here, my man Gary Antuanne.
Yeah.
Gary, you know what I'm saying? Gary Russell, baby.
We here.
How you feeling, champ?
Man, I'm feeling like a king, man, because that's what I am.
Right,
I'm
man.
just ecstatic. I went in there, we came, we saw, we conquered. This guy, he was strong, he was rugged, he was rough. He had his physical best on his side, he was in shape. But it's a science to this sport as well. Me and my father, my brothers, and our unit, we done worked on specific things in camp. And I executed them perfectly. I had to keep my composure in there. This guy, he was trying to toss me around, trying to be rough. A lot of fighters, they go in there thinking everything's gonna be peachy, and it wind up being an ugly fight, and they don't execute what they're supposed to execute the way they're supposed to, and it make the fight go a longer duration, or just make it look ugly, real bad, real bad. Or it just be a loss. You can lose.
Right.
Just not executing what you're supposed to execute. But this time, it was a perfect execution. The ultimate win is a knockout, whether it's amateur or professional.
Yes, sir.
I came, like I said, I saw, and I conquered.
Right.
I take my hat off to him for giving me the opportunity.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're just another opponent.
Yes, sir. Can you just go back to that moment, man, with that I believe it was an uppercut, right, that you caught him with?
Nah, it was the uppercut hook. He's a shorter guy. So I was trying to turn the hook down. Try to smack him down to the ground.
Right.
But it's a technique behind it, of course. My father said he didn't want me too high up because he's a shorter man.
Wow.
By him being a shorter man, you're accessible to getting a head cut, or an elbow, or anything to that nature.
Right.
You get cut easily if you a taller man, because by you being taller, you got to squat.
Right.
If you're fighting a shorter guy.
Right.
So they saying, man, look, don't be too much up in the air, because he's gonna bulldoze in, and he's just gonna try to touch your body and shoot his overhand. And I be damned, the first thing he did was shot an overhand off buck. Soon as he came out, the first beam, woof, woof. He's swinging scuds, and I had to keep my composure, and that's what we worked on. I kept my composure the right way because that's what we worked on, to execute everything that we supposed to execute.
Right.
And it made me victorious. I take that home with me at the end of the day. All of my screws are still tight. I don't have no scabs, no bruises.
Clean.
I'm clean. I'm fine. I'm ready for the next.
Right, man. I mean, that's one thing I like about you. I admire, man. You always keep your composure, whether in victory. I can't say defeat because I've never been there I've never seen it. But, I'm sure even through hard times, you keep that same composure. I mean, can you just touch on that, man? I know you guys always talk about the Dynasty, how it gets passed down, the information gets passed down. Can you just touch on how this is passed down with you as family, you know what I mean?
It's actually, it's upbringing, It's a lot of science behind it. They say the fruit don't fall too far from a tree.
Right.
But even when that's the case, what did your parents learn? What did your parents go through? There was a lot of life lessons that my father and my mother done went through, and together they done came up with some type of combustion, and they done put it all into us. They done gave all of their energy and put it into us.
I love it, man.
And that alone, it speaks volume, because it's basically like sacrificing yourself. It ain't just easier said than done. You got to look at the physical part of it. Right. Getting up in the morning, compared to a 9 to 5. But we do 2 a day, so the scheduling is like way wicked than a 9 to 5. It's 9 to 12:30, then 7 until whenever, and that's Monday through Friday.
Can you touch on that, champ? Because I follow you guys. I follow all your brothers, man. You guys always in the gym, man. With you know what I'm saying, like with the sweatsuit and everything. Like it's
because it's a second nature thing, and that's what I mean. Like that's the sacrifice part of it, Without that type of push, you'll have a lot of individuals that'll fall short or just get tired of what they do. Other than someone encouraging them, other than someone putting a bite on them, saying, "Nah, don't do that, shorty. Nah, do this. You're doing it wrong." You ain't doing it right this time. All right, that was right. You know, a lot of these things, it fuels the individual to either excel themselves or even think. It pricks the mind. And one situation would do that. But my parents and my family, they done made it where as though it was an everyday thing. So every day they're pricking my mind. Every day they're making sure I'm walking in a straight line. I'm on some tightrope walking type stuff. You know, and it gets frustrating on my end, but who am I to get real frustrated? They the ones that got to come up with the ideas on how to get through to me.
Right.
It's like having a child. The child not going to know everything. The child not going to know nothing unless you teach it to them or they experience it.
Facts.
They touch a hot stove, they die, they cry. They know what not to touch if they learn it that way on their own. But if you as a parent say, don't touch that, that's hot, and you decide not to listen, then it's a different form of learning. But yet alone, it's still a science to it, because I know that's hot, and I can say, don't touch that, that's hot. And even though you're a child, you don't know that that's hot, I can still show you that it's hot without burning you.
Wow.
You know, and that's the science to it, but you have to use your brains to even get through to a person in that form of fashion.
Facts.
And when you come down to a profession or occupation, like the sport of boxing, this is a dangerous sport. You got legends. They got pockets that's shaking or don't even know who they are. Can't even tell who their coaches are because their brains been knocked around so much. And they don't even have nothing to compensate for. They don't have nothing to look back on.
It's crazy.
You know, and that's another aspect. You getting your worth out of your occupation. That's something that got to be embedded. That's something that got to be taught. And you got to understand it on top of that. So not only a lesson got to be, you know, enforced, but now understanding has to be enforced. Now once understanding is enforced, you don't want the individual that you're grooming and molding to start growing into their own individuality type of mindset to the point they create divisionary. So now you don't want divisionary to happen because you want this whatever creation to grow or blossom bigger. And now that's another aspect. And on top of all of that, it got to be an ongoing thing. That's why we always say each one teach one. So it could be an ongoing thing.
Right.
That's what creates dynasties. The way my performance was, it wasn't that way just out of the spite of the divine. He done gave me these attributes and the talent to do it, the raw talent. But it came from my upbringing, my unit. My oldest brother, I don't want to talk about his loss. He took a loss if you go back and look at it.
Right.
But he handled it like a king, like a real man. He didn't downplay it. He said he got the best of it. I take my hat off to him. I'm going back to the drawing board. I want to fight him again. I'm going to beat him. And once I beat him this time, I'm going to ask for a rematch so I can beat his ass again. And that's how he basically carried it. In other words, very shortly said.
Facts.
You know, but even that way, it wasn't disrespectful. It's a sport. It's a brutal sport. People get way more furious than that. They take losses and they raise the winner hand, and the one that lost, he turn around and swing on a guy, break his jaw. I done seen it happen through emotions.
Facts.
I done seen it happen a lot of times. But another thing and another attribute in this occupation, you're not just representing yourself.
Right.
You got fans that like the sport. You got the youth that like the sport. And like I said, each one teach one. They watching. So what you do, they might imitate it. And for them to see that type of environment, they gonna be like, I probably can do this. Or if I lose, I don't have to show no sportsmanship. All of these things come into play, and you gotta be mindful of all of it. And you being mindful alone is just making you think on a certain level, because it's a cause and effect to things.
Right.
You know, but I know this stuff because it was taught to me. It was a thing that I was molded and groomed into Yeah, I'm coming into my own. I'm my own man, and I have my own mind, and I do my own stuff. But I think around the confines of what I was taught and what was instilled to me, I'm still trying to execute what I'm supposed to execute.
Yeah, you're on your way, Trent.
I don't care what you say. Ain't no parent going to tell you to go outside and say, smack that old lady. Ain't no parent going to tell you to go outside and say, steal from this store. Ain't no parent going to go outside and say, kill this dude. Ain't no parent going to go outside or just go out their way and say, if you lose, punch him in the face. No. That's just not natural, to be honest.
Right.
That's the emotions getting the best of people. Or just miscommunication or misunderstanding. Or just something that wasn't taught.
Right.
And that's why when it comes to the Russell family, the dynasty that we talk about, it's really a dynasty. It's a correct and righteous way of living and a righteous walk that any human being should be able to be comfortable to walk in. We don't want people to follow our lead and they wind up in the wrong position. That's never the case. I'm not saying that we're perfect, but I am saying that that's what we work towards. And I believe anybody should work towards that. What are we here for? What are we alive for?
Facts.
Right. What are we alive for? You're supposed to become the better you that you could possibly be. I'm not saying that you got to become a boxer, but have a mindset of a king, have a mindset of royalty, because that's what matters most. You'll put a lot of petty stuff beneath you, easily, like effortless, and it'll be a second nature thing for you to do that if your mind right, if you walking the right.
Facts.
You know, so and all of this stuff that I'm saying right now, it transcends over into my fighting skills and how I think in the ring, and it showed tonight.
Right.
You know, so and like I said again, I want to thank my promoter. I want to thank my camp, my father, my mother, the creator for giving me these raw talents, these raw gifts. And I'm going to keep it going. The sky's the limit for me. I'm still young. I got my youth, you know, and I see things that I want. Everybody got needs and wants, you know, and I'm ready. I'm still seeking. I'm still striving.
I feel that, champ.
You know, and a lot of people been asking me recently, oh, who you want to fight? Yeah, I got people I want to fight, but that's honestly not my main focus. My main focus, if you at 140 division and you in my way, then you get out the way. You will get ran over.
It's fair game, huh?
It's fair game. It's fair game. We can shake hands and hug after the fight.
Right.
Simple as that.
Yes, sir. So, I mean, Champ, what's your state of mind as far, because, like, you 13-0 with 13 knockouts, man. I think you're one of the hottest talents out in the world right now. Like, but I feel like people may overlook or they don't know the talent. Like, what's your state of mind with that when it comes to that?
I mean, my state of mind is I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Simple as that. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You got a lot of people that say they want to do these things, but their body, their physical attributes won't allow them or let them do it. But why? They got to put the work in the gym. I'm doing the stuff that's sacrifices. Like the sacrifices that I'm making is allowing me to have the attributes that I need to get to where I want to get to or get what I want. Now is it just a matter of fact of, are you going to do it? Are you going to pull it off? Are you going to stay dedicated? Are you going to stay focused? Things like that. It's easier said than done. Yeah, I want to be a champion. Anybody can say they want to be a champion. But are you going to train 2 days, 5 days out of the week? Some days on Saturdays and Sundays? Are you going to sacrifice your birthday, go out of town and go to camp to Big Bear and go train for a month straight? No days off type stuff? Are you going to make those type of sacrifices to get what you really want? And a lot of people ain't man enough to make certain sacrifices.
Wow.
And that's real.
Facts.
And I learned that at a young age, and honestly, a lot of times the adults, the elderly, they look at me and they say, man, you got an old soul. And I believe that's something that came from my upbringing, what was instilled to me, my environment. You know, it wasn't peaches and cream, but it was a balance. And it was understanding through it all. And I don't believe that everybody got that luxury. And I'm just saying I'm blessed to have that luxury. But I ain't gonna get too much into that. But as far as the fighting and the boxing and things of that nature, I feel as though I'm the best at my division. As far as the up and coming, you can put me in there with some seasoned champions, current, and I would do my damn thing.
Facts. I know it.
You know, and I know, once again, like I said, easier said than done. A lot of fighters can say that. But when they get in there, they turn into an Asian Broner or something like that and get disappointed or embarrassed. I'm not saying that I'm going to let my mouth talk for me and just hopping out there blind faith, blindly and saying whatever. No, I'm not doing that. I'm telling y'all that this is real what I'm saying. This is the honest truth that I'm speaking. If you feel different, you can come to me and talk to me like a man. Other than that, fights that's being made, they made strategically. Politics got their way of having their hands in everything. They took my gold medal from me.
Wow.
You know,
I remember that.
Yeah, I haven't forgot about it. I never will. Because honestly, that was the highest pinnacle that you can reach on an amateur level.
Right.
The highest is the Olympics. The highest pinnacle you can reach on the amateur scale is the Olympics. Get a gold medal. Politics, they got their way of having their hands into everything. They done had their hands in the decision making during the time I went and fought in the Olympics in 2016 in Rio de Janeiro. I trashed this guy. I had him bouncing off the ropes like a ping pong ball. Like I did what I had to do. I look back now and say I could have sharpened it up, definitely. But overall, I dominated my competition, and I did not win not one round. And politics of it, they took my gold medal.
Wow.
They took millions of dollars from me before I even touch it. You know, so now they ask, do you want to come back and fight for us and represent the United States? I said, nah, I'd rather represent my family and the people who love me.
Wow.
So I'm going professional. And now the highest pinnacle you can get in the professional level is a world champion. Not just any world champion, the WBC, because that's the most prestigious belt.
Facts.
Facts. And that's what I'm seeking. And like I said, I don't have no picks. I'm not putting no dots on nobody, no targets on nobody. If you're at the 140 division and you in my way, it's best for you to move to the side and let me walk past, because if you're in my way, I'm steamrolling you or bulldozing you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, champ. Hey, man, I appreciate your time so much. I wish I could talk to you all day, man, but I know you gotta go get ready.
It's real,
you know what I'm
honestly. I get emotional, not emotional, but I get serious about where I'm coming from. I'm passionate, so I definitely get into it real in depth.
I love it, champ. I could hear you talk all day, man. You teaching us stuff that you've been taught, so it's like
Definitely.
Dynasty continues. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad that it does, because it needs to continue. And honestly, my father once told me the only thing in life that's constant is change.
Wow.
So remember that.
Champ, where can we follow you for guys that don't know,
man,
for whatever reason?
Follow me on IG, Gary A. Russell, all together. It's not a fan page, it's me. I ain't been going live lately. I'll start going live for y'all. If y'all want to go live with me, hit me up. Yeah.
Yes, sir. God bless, champ. Wish you the best. Can't wait to see world champion, baby. We here.
Yeah.